So welcome back to Kere Gamers. Jadi di sini juga bakal ngasih tutorial memasang the first stream mode. Oke. Pertama-tama kita install ya. The first tree. Tunggu sampai prosesnya selesai. Oke, udah. Lanjut kita taruh ke file ob. Sorot ke memori perangkat. Android OBB tempel. Ya, tunggu sampai 100. Nah, ini dia udah. Langsung aja kita ke gameplaynya guys. Oke, ini kita udah masuk, langsung aja. Jadi kita dikasih tahu tutorialnya. Ini disarankan pakai headphone untuk pengalaman game terbaik, guys. Gila.
Are you awake? I thought I heard you get up.
Yeah, I'm awake. Sorry, I just can't sleep.
Are you thinking about him?
Nih kita disuguhkan
a
intro.
bit. You should get back to sleep, my love. I'm fine.
Kalau kamu memikirkan,
No, it's okay.
apa-apa.
What else is on your mind?
I don't know. It seems weird, but I
Begini
had
game
one of the
tentang
most
perjalanan.
vivid dreams of my life.
Cinta.
I saw a fox
Mungkin.
on a snowy mountain, just looking confused and worried. Those eyes. I can't get those eyes out of my head. She was running in the windy snow, looking for something.
Do you think it has to do with you and what's been going on?
I don't know. It was just a dream, Rachel. They're not meant to make sense. A lot's happened the past couple days, that's all.
Well, if you're not going to sleep anyway, you should tell me. I want to hear.
All right.
Nggak tahu ah.
So it's usually at this point where people say something
Why?
like, this is not the kind of game
Kenapa
I was
dengan game
expecting.
ini?
And that happened a lot at PAX West when I showed it. We'd have little kids play it, but then they see a dead fox cub, or a kit is technically the word, but cub sounds, I don't know, it sounds better. Like Wes Anderson uses it in Fantastic Mr. Fox, so I thought cub would be alright. But anyway, having this game, I wanted it to be more serious. This game is based on
Jen
dealing
guys.
with the death of my father, which is the hardest thing that's ever happened to me and my family. But I don't want to talk about it here, and I didn't want to talk about it with anybody really to this day still. It's very personal. And that's why I made this game. That's exactly the reason. Because I wanted to get those feelings out and like communicate with people without like talking about it. And so that's what the first tree is. It's me dealing with my feelings, and it was a personal project, and it was just me, and it actually, like, I'm really glad I made it, but it wasn't easy to make, I guess is what I'm saying.
She couldn't stay, though. She had to find her other two children. So she took that path. She
Ini
followed it towards something ancient.
orang yang bikin gamenya
Something answers high and low, searching for any sign of her cubs.
sampai mana ujung.
Points of light showed the way to this ancient tree. It was as if each one had a story to tell, all their
Gila sih
own.
grafiknya, Cok.
The land was trying to tell my story too. I
Benar-benar
felt like I was right
sinematik
behind her
sekali.
the whole time. Do you remember what my dad did for a living?
Wasn't he like a lumberjack?
That's one way of putting it. If wood was a canvas, then a carving knife was his paintbrush. Even after working a 50-hour week, even after his hands were more splinters than skin, he would bring home the nicest piece of Alaskan weeping cedar and make me toys. That wooden train was the first toy I can remember, and I loved it. I just knew from a young age I was going to be a lumberjack, like my father.
Oke. Setelah itu kita ngapain, guys? Chapter 2 kah? Gila sih grafiknya, Cok. Ini cuma lari-lari doang sih. Tapi gila sih ini.
My teenage years were full of sketching, angst, and trouble. I wasn't popular or unpopular. Maybe just forgettable. I guess that gave me a sense of freedom. So I hung out with crazy kids, doing crazy things, even though I mostly just watched the chaos ensue. We did it all. Put fireworks in mailboxes, hide roadkill in people's garages, break windows of the barber shop in Anchorage. My dad was furious, but he was so busy working he couldn't do much to stop me from going out.
I think being an adult means there's no one to stop you making hard decisions. He had to make a living, and he couldn't be in two places at once.
Yeah, I realize that now. But at the time, I was sure he was more interested in growing his business than what was going on with me. He was working another late night, and my friends were over, saying how bored they were and how they'd come all the way out to my house for nothing. One of them mentioned how that old, ugly beyond belief truck was still in the garage, and how we should take it for a spin. I was only 15, so I kind of fought it for a while. The next thing I knew, we were careening around the mountain path, rocks spitting onto the sides of the cliff, while my dad's cringeworthy bluegrass blared out the speakers. I drove while my friends were in the back of that yellow and purple truck, throwing beer bottles and trash at anything remotely interesting. Felt like I was soaring in the air with borrowed wings. But all good things have endings. A cop outside of Eagle River pulled us over after he saw us in a bottle rocket into someone's yard. What followed was a long night of talking to disappointed adults and feeling smaller than ever.
I always wanted this game to be very meditative and relaxing, but I know there's a balance between keeping the player's interest. So I added this butterfly jumping mechanic just to spice things up. I used a plugin called Playmaker for Unity, which in a visual editor lets you do interactive things, which is perfect for me because I do come from a film and design background. But on the flip side, I really wish I was good at code, because this jumping mechanic, the jumping mechanic in the whole game actually has frustrated a lot of players. But hopefully I've been able to fine tune it, so it should feel a lot better now. I would just hate that this meditative game would get frustrating, so I've definitely I've lowered the gravity, I've made the jumps more consistent, so hopefully people can just focus on the world and the story.
Ya mungkin segini aja dulu guys, nanti gue bakal nyoba namatin di game ya. Thank you atas semua yang udah nonton.